Hi friends, it's Becky, and since I decided a couple of days ago to do at least one spooky design every day until the 31st of October, I mean I'll do one on the 31st of October of course, but I decided to go back to the Gone Batty kit from Softflex that we opened up and played with a little bit earlier this month, and I wanted to make a necklace using our little bat fella. He is a ceramic bead that looks very batty, and I'm incorporating this cord that the package was tied on. I sometimes incorporate this in my designs. In the past I've used it for things like either the back of a necklace or I have used it as a tassel, and I was going to make a tassel but I decided against that this time. In order to get it strung here through this, it's a fairly large hole, but this is also unwaxed cotton cord. I just used a little bit of glue to harden this end just to get him through. But that's all I'm going to need for this. I am not going to be stringing the beads on this. I'm going to be stringing them on some SilverSilk capture chain, which I have right here. So I'm doing like brown and bronze and black all together in this design. I have some antique bronze capture chain, and this is a SilverSilk product. SilverSilk is one of those boutique jewelry designing items. It's not available at big box stores, but you can find it at SilverSilk and more. It is basically ball chain that has a knitted jacket, if you will, of some very fine gauge wire around it. And so you can get some really cool color combinations with that. This one has both tones of metal at the same time, so there's not a huge disparity, but it is a very pretty and very fun piece of chain to use. I'm also going to be using some of these SilverSilk findings. They go right onto the end of the ball chain and give you a little loop to attach your findings to. And then I've got this antique bronze magnetic clasp that I'm going to use for clasping, and I'm going to be using these ceramic beads as well as my ceramic bat. So I've already gone ahead and cut this chain to the length that I want for a necklace. It is, let's see, diagonally from point to point on this. Let's see how long that is, because I don't know that length off the top of my head. That is, oh, about 19.5 inches. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to put my findings over here for now, and we're going to get started with this bat. I've moved the bat into the middle of my cotton cord, and now I'm going to find the middle of my capture chain. I'm just going to put this right here next to the bat, and then I'm going to bring this over and around. See how there's this loop right here next to the bat? I'm going to go through that loop with my cord and give it a little bit of a tighten, not too much. And I'm going to go over, around, snug that up a little bit. Once more, the capture chain, and do the same thing where I go through that loop, and I'm going to try and snug that up right next to it. There we go. So I think 2 like that on that side, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side where I go around the back towards the front and then go through that loop. This is going to hold the bat right here in the middle of that chain. I'm going to go around it through that loop. Alright, now I don't need to hold that bat on anymore. I shouldn't need to anyway. So let's put one of our ceramic beads on. And now I'm going to go around here. I'm going to go under and through that loop. Once, over, under, through the loop, twice, and another ceramic bead. I'm going to do this on both sides. Over, under and through, and then once more. You want to do it at least twice with this knot. You can do more if you want. I think the 2 gives me a good spacing. So it's kind of like a macrame onto there. Alright, let's do it again. Over, under and through. Over, under and through. And one more. I'm going to go over, under and through. Like that. Over, under and through. And I'm not going to tighten that until I am done with the other side of this. So I've already done my 2 here, so we're going to add another one of these. This is another super quick make. Over, under and through. Kind of did that other one upside down. Over, under and through. Let's get this guy on here. Over, under and through. Over, under and through. One more bead. Over, under and through. Over, under and through. We are almost done with this part. Let's add one more. I'm going to go over, under and through. I'm not going to do this super tight yet. Over, under and through. There we go, like that. What I want to do is I made kind of a hairpin shape. If you have an actual hairpin, it would probably work a little bit better. But I'm just going to slide this through the open end so it's here in this part. And then, whoop, carefully, I'm going to try and get this through those loops that I just made. They're on the loose side. Both ends of this wire through both loops. There we go. I'm going to tighten this just a little bit and pull this end of my cord through those loops. Oh, let me grab something to pull with. There we go. And I am hopeful that that is going to have tied that off nicely. I may end up putting a little dollop of glue there. Just for my sanity's sake. Let me grab a piece of... This glue always hardens on me. piece of scrap wire for the glue, and I just used some scrap wire to make that little bend. Whoop, glue, glue, glue. There we go. Just right here with the end of that cord in this bead. And I'm going to wait until after that glue has cured to cut the end of this off. But now I want to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to get my cord into my little bit right here so that I can pull it through. Put this underneath both of the cords. So they're under both of those cords. Under, not through the cords. I don't want to pierce the cords with this. I'm trying. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to scooch that next to it. Tighten up the cords by pulling this end. And then trying to pull this guy through. Alright. Right there next to that one. Let's get my glue. And this is that E6000 Plus that doesn't have a smell. It's pretty awesome. I'm just gonna glue right here. All right. So this is a real quick lunchtime make. Oh, that's why it doesn't. It keeps drying out. It doesn't screw on super tight. All right, that's fine. Doesn't need to screw on super tight. Actually, I might go ahead and give it a snip now. Oh, I can trim it down later if I need to. All right. So now I've got my bat, I've got my ceramic beads, I've got the rest of this capture chain. Let's get the capture chain hooked on to these guys. Grab a couple of I'm doing mixed metals, so which color of, let's add a little more black, because we've got black for the cord, we've got black for the ends, and then we've got bronze for the clasp, and bronze for the chain. There we go. That'll be fun. Alright, let's make sure that this will fit in here and I don't have to open it any further. And it will. Now these SilverSilk things, they've got this little lip on the inside of it. They'll grab on to that little space between the balls on the capture chain. And let's just make sure that that's going to be facing forward so it's visible when it's being worn. And I like to fit it as far back as possible into the capture chain. At least 2 of the little balls in the ball chain, all the way back through there. And then I'm going to use my chain nose pliers. I'm going to scooch it all the way near the back of it so that it doesn't mar the finish on these findings. Now the SilverSilk findings are fantastic. I like using them. You could use like a glue-in end cap or some fold-over end caps if you don't have SilverSilk findings. But I do. I like the way that they look, and I like that they work perfectly with this. They fit just right. All right, and can I get all right all the way to 2 balls deep, all the way in there. Now let's get that closed. And sometimes it doesn't grab on right and it's not secure, so I like to give it a little tug afterwards just to make sure. Usually it works, but sometimes I have to redo it if it isn't in there completely. So now let's open our jump rings. I'm going to grab another set of pliers to help me open this, because you want to hold one side of your jump rings steady and give it a little twist to open a jump ring. It's super easy. And then put on the jump ring, put on the clasp, and then fight with the jump ring because the clasp is going to want to take a ride with everybody because it's magnetic. Like, if you know to expect it, it's not so bad. There we go. Super quick lunchtime jewelry making. All right. And this Gone Batty kit was fantastic. I absolutely love it. I have another design in mind that I'm going to be doing with that kit with a little acrylic bat cutout that I found in my Halloween bead stash that I got from Allegory Gallery. So look forward to that. But for right now, here we go. We have a brown and black bat necklace using some silver silk and the ceramic beads in the Gone Batty kit, and I did macrame with the twine that came with that kit. I love being able to use all the parts of the buffalo. Anyway, hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I will talk with you later. Happy beading!